Hello, 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 Kim.
Hi, Cindy.
Okay, so we are live.
Yay!
We do have that delay again.
Okay.
Hold on. 1 second.
Yay!
Yay! We do have that delay again. Hold on. 1 second. I think if I just turn the sound off of the Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute the Zoom.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. No.
Okay, so we got to.
Okay, there you are.
Perfect. Waiting for the see if there's a delay. Doing a sound check.
Okay, here you are. It's probably something so simple too.
It is. Waiting for the see if there's a delay. Doing a sound check.
Okay, here you are. Figure this out. It's probably something so simple too.
It is. Doing a sound check.
Okay, here you are. It's probably something so simple too.
What about now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Did you fix it?
I think we're fixed. So I had to turn off the sound on YouTube.
Gotcha.
And only use the sound, the audio from Zoom. So, hey, everybody that is coming on live, y'all come on in. Come on in. I'm going to go on my phone to make sure we are live. Kim, y'all don't want to miss this interview with the one and only Kim Beatty. Yep, I see us right here on my page, my channel. So we're live. Woo! Hey! I want to welcome everybody to our live here. Please come on in. Absolutely like the video. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. Subscribe. Make sure you do that. And share this valuable, vital, essential information. We should be titled essential workers because what you do, Kim Beatty, is essential. and I love it so much. All right. So what I would like to do is take a moment and breathe because we want to go into this like we were about 30 minutes ago in that energy. So
Yes.
if you want to step in and open up, and then throw it back to me so I can introduce you.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We had a really organic moment a few moments ago, about 30 minutes ago, and just wanting to recreate that. So just centering ourselves from dealing with technology and the ups and downs. And so just take a moment. If your feet are near the floor, just place your feet flat on the floor and just connect with the earth beneath you, whether you're sitting on the floor or whether your feet are on the floor. Just connect to the earth and feel held by the earth, grounded into the earth, and just have a sense of the energy from the earth, the healing mother energy coming up through the soles of the feet or through your seat, bringing healing through your body and just bringing a sense of quiet, a sense of strength, a sense of peace. And we're just going to do a few breaths here. So just some cleansing breaths. So as you inhale, just visualize drawing that energy up from the earth, filling up the belly. And as you exhale, just imagine yourself drawing that energy back down to the earth from the heavens. Inhale, pulling the energy up from the earth. And then exhale, drawing the energy down from the heavens through your body into the earth. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale. And exhale, open mouth, let something go. All right. I feel better.
Thank you so much for that, because I would have come into this conversation all over the place, high energy, scattered. Kim and I, everybody, we literally just spent the last 30 minutes or so wrestling with technology. And we'd gone live, and some of you, we had some viewers that came on, and it didn't work out. Okay. I hit the wrong button and ended the whole video, and we were so excited. We were having a moment earlier, and it was like, stop, let's go live, let's share this with the audience. And then, oh, but first let me go and do this, and first let me go and do that. And definitely can appreciate all of that. But what I wanted to do by urgently having Kim to come on with me on this live stream. Let me just make sure something real quick. It looked like we were frozen. I am going to make sure that we're not still wrestling with technology. We may have to go through another breathing session. Let me see. Yep, no, I think we're good.
Good. I think these are the times when we learn not to take ourselves too seriously and just go with it, right?
We're good. Yes, exactly. And that's what we say. We're just going to laugh at ourselves. We just hit the wrong button. Oh, well. The good news is that I feel back. I feel chill. I feel the chills. I feel like we're back in that space. Kim and I, for everybody that has, if this is your first time coming through my page, I am Cindy G, the Fibroid Alchemist. I'm the founder of the Fibroid Healing Academy, 21-day fibroid fix. Kim Beatty here with me today is a coach, a very vital, essential coach in those programs. And we have just launched, she literally just launched a week, I think we're in week 3. The first installment of Use Your Medicine Woman. You saw the title of this video. This live stream is Use Your Medicine Woman. It's our journey into the divine feminine. So for just a little bit of background on me, and then I'm going to introduce Kim, bring her in properly. Those of you that follow me on social media already, you know that I suffered 9 fibroids. This is like I'm just going to go to the critical point. One of the most critical points in my life. I won't tell you the whole story of everything on this video, but I suffered 9 fibroids, the worst of the worst, the most debilitating symptoms, the hemorrhaging, the anemia, the pain, the discomfort, the schizophrenia, the mental illness that comes with it, the depression, the oppression, the impression, the everything you can imagine, physically, emotionally, and psychologically, I suffered from, with uterine fibroids. The trauma and life that led up to that point in the manifestation of those fibroids, my journey through 5 or 7 doctors that all told me that my only option was a full hysterectomy. And I said no, and I crawled my way out of those offices and found and discovered natural healing that absolutely worked for me healing my body and dissolving the fibroids. They're nothing more than internal trash bags, ladies. I know that some of you feel right now, oh my God, I'm hopeless. I'm gonna have to have the surgery. Hold on, listen to this video until the end. And Kim is going to give you some very essential tools and steps that are going to serve you immensely. Kim and I have history. So I met Kim 20 years ago. 2000, yeah, this is 2020. It was 20 years, almost 20 years ago, close to 20, like 2000, 2001 or something. And I was a member of her church. She was my first lady, okay? And I tell her all the time, and I always get emotional. I was coming out of the music industry, entertainment world. I was deeply involved. I was massively absorbed with wanting to become a star, an R&B star with a girls group in the 90s, and things went and then they absolutely flopped. I was broken, and that was one of the traumatic experiences that led to the manifestation of fibroids. Kim was the first lady. When I walked into that mega church, I saw her on stage. There was 5,000 people there. My heart centered on her. My energy, she just became my focus. She was super sharp, first lady, modern, dressed to the 20s, the early 20s. I mean, not the 20s, the early 20th, 21st century. So wow, just beautiful, epitome of energy and just exuding grace and femininity and posture. And I loved her from that moment. And it was her eyes that connected with mine. She was probably actually looking at the person next to me or 3 rows ahead of me. But in my mind, we caught eyes. And I was like, it was almost like a divine energy drew me in, and I became a member. And just, oh my God, she was just such a phenomenal leader back then. Kim and I have reconnected. We went years apart, living our lives, experiencing our experiences. Divine God, source, energy, universe brought us back in alignment a few years ago. And man, I've watched her journey from the sideline, and evolution sounds so masculine. She probably has a word for it.
The blossoming, maybe flowering,
birthing of this new divine being that I have the pleasure and the privilege to work closely with, locked arms, co-creating, sharing heart, sharing love, sharing space. I'm a member of this amazing Use Your Medicine Woman 8-day, she calls it a container. I love that, because ladies, healing the fibroids, shrinking the tumors, and stopping the bleeding, let me just be very honest, that's just step one. Mm-hmm. That is step one. That's easy to do. Join our program and we'll walk you through that, stop the bleeding, get your fibroids shrink. So now you can start to really do the work that is going to allow you to show up in the world like you are purposed to show up. Because when you're wrecked with pain and fibroids and bleeding and fogginess and anemia and your blood count, if you're like me, I was down to 2.9, I was dying. I was shutting down in and out of consciousness. Don't let yourself get there. Get in this program, work with us. What I would like to do, Kim, is I would like to bring you on. I've talked already for 30 minutes. I said, we're going to stay 30 minutes. I think that's the end, folks. I just took up the whole time. But no, I'm going to turn it over to you, because I've got questions that I know our audience has. First and foremost, please, tell us a little bit about your journey into the divine feminine, because here I am again following you as my first lady in healing.
Oh my God, that just, I'm so honored. I'm so honored that our paths crossed many moons ago, and then just recently as well. So, and just honored to be on this call with you, and honored to be in the midst of even the people who will be watching now or watching later. And so just a little bit about me, as Cindy said, my ex-husband is a pastor. And so I was a pastor's wife for about 14 years. And I went through a divorce back in 2008. And I said, Cindy knows this testimony. I share this all the time because I said, after going through the divorce, I was done doing the work that I had been doing as far as working with women, because at that time, as the pastor's wife, I was the women's leader. And, over the years, I had been the women's director, the retreat leader and conference leader and host and all of that. And girls' rites of passage leader and all of that. And so I said I was done. I needed to heal. I was hurting. I felt just, if you can imagine going through a public divorce, I just I didn't want to be out, talking to people. I just wanted to go within, right, and just heal myself. And then I was done with the women's work. And then I would find myself, sitting in a coffee shop or shopping somewhere, and I would feel the women around me, like their energy. I would feel the sadness, the heaviness, and that part of me, that empath in me, wanted to go over and touch them and just, hug them and let them know it's going to be okay. But I had to exercise restraint so that they wouldn't lock me up. Like, who is this weird lady coming over here, hugging on folks, right? So, I knew then, though, that the work in ministry and the work with women was not done. And so I started back working, and I started doing I wrote a couple books, and then I started doing some traveling and touring and traveling with my books and doing workshops and retreats and conferences and just traveling all over. But something happened, and Cindy, and I know you can relate to this, and so many women can, the burnout. The burnout. And so I walked away from a marriage, and I was not poor walking away from the marriage, but I worked myself into the poorhouse. So I burned myself out, and I was bankrupt physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And because I had done the things that coaches say to do, like, this is what you do, and this is how you hustle, and this is how many calls you're supposed to make, and this is how many books you're supposed to sell, and this is how you create this business that's going to make you money. And while I had a passion for women, and I'm not doing this just for the money, but the model that I used to grow my business and to show up in ministry and in service to people was very, what we would call masculine. And it caused me to be at a place of burnout and bankrupt. And shortly after that, I heard an audible call. I had an audible call, and we talked about this before. I heard an audible voice in the middle of the night telling me to wake up this divine feminine in me. I heard this voice that say, "Wake up, goddess." And I didn't really understand what that meant, because that wasn't the type of language we used growing up in church. So I started doing some research, and I just said, okay, God, I'm open to whatever this is that's wanting to be fully expressed in me, something that I may be suppressing in me, what needs to be awakened in me. And so on my search, I realized that this goddess that I needed to wake up in me was the divine feminine. And that divine feminine is simply the feminine face of God. It's the aspects of the divine that we often don't celebrate, and that we often diminish. And those are the parts of ourselves that we often don't celebrate, and we often, diminish. And the problem comes in is that we will tend to diminish the things that we need to heal ourselves for the sake of getting out and pushing and getting into the world and doing and doing and doing, as opposed to being. And so, stepping into this divine feminine energy and accepting who, the fullest expression of myself, not just this person doing, this human doing, but this human being, spiritual being, accepting the receptivity and the softness and the openness, changed everything for me, was a game changer for me. And like so many others who learn how to rest, I wind up getting more done while resting than I was when I was constantly busy and doing and hustling and, you know, have a PR person and a marketing person and a personal assistant and the TV crew and all of this. And I was doing the things, all of the things that they said would bring me success, but success at what cost? And then what is true success to you? To me, success looks like luxuriating in leisure. That's abundance to me. Like being able to go take a nap in the middle of the day, that's abundance.
Yes.
Being able to go for a walk and just bask in the beauty of God's like nature, right? That's to me, that's abundance, that's wealth. And I think you know, I know I had it backwards, and it hurt me physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. It hurt my pockets to do
Yes.
it the other way because I was always chasing, and so I had to learn a whole new paradigm. This divine feminine is a whole new paradigm for us women who are driven to get things done. And so the divine feminine was a missing piece that I had to awaken. And I feel this call to share this with other women, to awaken this in them. It will help our relationships. It
Mhm.
will help our businesses,
Mhm.
our children, the way we parent. When we embrace this aspect of the divine feminine within ourselves, this feminine face of the divine, that's very much a part of us.
I love it. The feminine face of the divine. And it's our birthright. It's who we are innately. And so you do a lot of teaching on helping us to remember. It's not so much about oh yeah, okay, so these are new skills, unfamiliar skills, but they are already in us, which is, why it's called Use Your Medicine Woman. So now bring us to, what have you discovered? What is it that, okay, what about this medicine that you teach on that we're so blessed? Like, I wanted to show my altar, it's over there. But I set the cameras up, it just didn't work out. I'll take a picture and post it later, but we create altars, we hold space. I mean, there's all these things that, you know, connect the dots for the ladies that are still in church, raised in church. There's a lot of religion, there's a lot of, oh, don't listen to that, that's the woo woo, that's the voodoo, the woo woo, and that is not of God. Like yoga, I can't do yoga because I'm a Christian. Help somebody today.
I'm laughing because, of course, I've heard these things, and I've even said these things. Like growing up in church, there are certain things that we just didn't talk about, you didn't say, you didn't do. But I have learned also that there's some medicine within us, in each and every one of us, that we were born with to bring into the world. And that medicine is what brings healing to us, and it brings healing to the world. And so your medicine could be your gifts, right? So if you have an ability to sing and you love to sing, and when you sing, it makes you happy. I remember my dear friend, Rosalind McDuffie, she's no longer with us. She transitioned back in 2008. So that was a tough year for me to lose my best friend, as well as go through divorce. But I remember whenever she was a singer, and she was a beautiful, like a bird, and she would sing, and she would say, whenever she didn't feel well, and never, her throat would be, kind of messed up, or she didn't feel well, she would say it hurt her feelings. Like her throat was one thing, but she said, it's hurting my feelings that I can't sing. And,
Wow.
and I could only imagine, like, your medicine that brings healing to you, but then also to other people. That's for us to, like, get out into the world,
Right.
to use that, to invoke that, to bring healing to
Express.
ourselves,
Mhm.
express that. And so we have so much medicine within us. Laughter is medicine. That's why I try to laugh all the time.
Yes.
And laughter is meant, it brings healing to our bodies, to our bones, it brings healing to other people. Our joy is our medicine. We talk a lot about, you were mentioning earlier about the altar that we set up. And it's just a ritual space. So for some people, they may call it their prayer closet or their little prayer altar, where they go and where they may have different things there. That's a touchstone stone for them to connect to, whatever they're connecting to. So for us, we wrote down the names of the women who are all in the container. We pray for them, and we may have a candle there. And so we have these various tools. And so I wanted to mention the tools in ritual, because ritual is so important. And in very early, cultures, ritual was that thing that people connected to, that helped them to connect to their own divine essence. And so ritual grounds us, and ritual helps us to connect to our divine essence. And so just to sit, whether you pray in the morning or whether you meditate in the morning, getting in the practice of some form of, ritual can help us to remain grounded in our life and in our walk and in our path. And connecting to this divine feminine is definitely a big part of our medicine. The world that we live in is very masculine, and we are obsessed with speed and doing and being busy, and we glorify being busy. And we feel badly if we're not busy. If somebody asks us, well, what you doing? We feel like we always have to say, girl, I'm just so busy.
Just grinding.
I'm grinding. I'm on my grind. I'm getting it done.
And we get rewarded for that.
We do. And we don't get rewarded for things like resting and receptivity and being open and collaborating like we're doing, right? Yeah. And so it's so important that we take the time to discover the medicine that's in us, to find out what we have been given. What have we been given to bring into the world? To not only touch others' lives, but to touch our lives, to witness ourselves, to help parent the inner child in us. What's that medicine? Our presence, your attention, that's a part of the medicine. Us sharing like we are right now, this is a part of the medicine. Expressing ourselves, being fully expressed is a part of the medicine that we bring into the world. Witnessing each other and holding space for each other, that's a part of the medicine as well. Our voices is a part of the medicine. My voice is the medicine. Your voice is the medicine. And so these are the things that we have been blessed with, that we can invoke, and we can bring this into the world, because this is what's going to heal. It's going to heal us, and it's going to heal the world. And so, as I said, we have been kind of indoctrinated that the masculine is the way to go, to embody the masculine. But what happens is that we wind up lopsided and not embodying and embracing the feminine and the feminine qualities. And when we do walk in more balance and in more harmony, we have harmony within. We have harmony within our body, our mind. We have harmony within our lives. And so we're not facing that burnout. We have harmony in our relationships when we, bring ourselves into harmony and, balance these aspects of the masculine and the feminine. Our discernment is also the medicine. Our intuition, that's also the medicine. And so, ladies, we've been blessed with so much. And the more we take the time to go within and to quiet ourselves, to be open, to be soft, to be receptive, then we can discover what medicine. And I have that question for you all. What medicine were you born with to bring healing to yourself? What gifts, what wisdom, what words, what comes up? And as Cindy was sharing, this is really all remembering. And we create space so that we can remember. And so our lives, when it's so full and so busy, we don't have the space to remember. We don't have the space to soften. And so as a yoga teacher, one of the other things that I do and help people like soften. And sometimes we come into a yoga class and we're squinting and we're holding and we're gripping. And that's how we show up in life, gripping, holding, tight. But we can receive when we let go, when we soften the grip. And so even in the pelvic area, I was doing I did a yoga class today. I took a class one of my friends led, and she led us in a beautiful practice. And then part of the practice, we focus on our womb space. And I love practices that focuses on your womb space because we hold a lot of tightness and tension in the womb space. And so she instructed us to loosen the jaw because there is that connection when we're clenching the jaw, which we do a lot of times hold tension. Some of you may even have like that TMJ or tightness in here and in your shoulders because we're always like tightening in the jaw. And when you release the jaw, the pelvis releases as well. So we help women to bring more softness into the body, to drop down from the busyness of the mind and the constant barrage of thoughts and what's going on and what's on the list of things to do, and come home to the body, to come home, to drop down into the flowering of the heart, and then drop down into the flowering of the womb space and discover all of that medicine that's in there. So much that brings us healing, but it requires space to do. Right. So we can't fill our calendar up to every minute and every hour and think we're going to be able to invoke this medicine. We have to create space for it. So in our 8-week time together, we talk about things like that, doing things to invoke the medicine, whether it's ritual, whether it is our meditation. We talk about the menstrual cycle too, because that is medicine. The menstrual cycle, whether you have a physical cycle or not, because some of us, maybe beyond those years. I'm getting up there. I still have a cycle, but I'm getting up there.
Beyond, yay!
You're beyond. So Cindy, in some cultures, like the West African culture, in the Dagara community, you would be considered an elder because you have gone through the rite of passage into menopause.
Okay.
So I'm getting there to become the elder.
Yeah.
And to embrace that. And see, our culture doesn't embrace it, embraces the youth, but not so much the eldership. And we need that because that is the medicine too. Our world needs those elders. We need the elders. We need wise women.
Yes. And the elder, and that's the whole perception, Kim. I'm so glad you touched on that. And so I'm going to speak to the women that are over 50 and up. I'm 52. Ladies, life gets juicy at 52. It really does. We enter into our 50s. That is like that, we think of that as a halfway mark. We gotta, and I used to feel like 50 was old. Like that's, you're wrapping it on up. These are all perceptions. And so what I love so much, and I want you to share, I want you to go ahead and give some tips that they can do, because let me go back a little bit, Kim. The reason we say, well, Cindy, you already heal fibroids. What do you need the medicine for? When I tell you, ladies, that this is a journey, this wellness, this health and healing is not a there. You're not ever done healing. As long as we are in this body, in this earth, in this realm, this time and space reality, we will always need have opportunities to heal. We will always, there's so many layers, so much baggage, so much past trauma, so much new trauma, so many things that I was one of those ones that Kim is talking about that would hit the pavement and not let up until I hit the 6 figures. It was all about the grind. It was doing, making the calls, building the list, making the calls, hitting the cold call circuit, hitting the numbers, making the quotas, meeting and trying to climb up that ladder, and climbing up that ladder corporately, educationally, wherever it is for you. If it's climbing and you're grinding and you're moving up a wall that feels like a slippery slope because it's greased down and you just can't get there, it's time to try a new way of experiencing success or creating your success story. Your success story is not meaningful when you're dead and crippled or sick or you've stroked out before you even got there. Let's do this, Kim. I want you to let them know how to reach out to you. How can they learn more about Use Your Medicine Woman platform, getting in the course? I highly recommend it. I'm telling you that the healing, healing fibroids. All right, great. Step one, high five, another high five. Now let's do some more work that sustains us as a divine feminine woman so that we don't lose balance, so that we don't get off kilter and find ourselves stressed out, burned out. And a lot of women, Kim, are looking at us right now and saying, that's easy for y'all to say. Y'all at home and it's COVID. I have no job now, or I do work and I've got to go to work and I've got to work the job, take care of the kids, homeschooling. I'm juggling 11 things. And I don't have a space. I don't have time to create space. There's no way I can create space. And this just must not be for me. Speak to that woman. Leave us with 5 tips or whatever you like of what we can do right now to start using our medicine.
So one thing is what we did earlier when we opened up, and that's the breath. So the breath is the medicine as well. And I understand that there are those of you out there who say, well, I've got to hustle. If I don't, everything around me is going to crumble. It's like that, that juggler. You're juggling all of these different things, and if you don't catch something, something's going to fall. And some of you may not be able to afford to let anything fall. And so to that woman, I speak to you, and I, first of all, my heart goes out to you. And I know we've all been there when we've tried to have so many things going on. And one of the things that I can offer you is the breath.
Yeah. This
is free 99. It doesn't cost you a dime. And it doesn't cost a whole lot of time. It doesn't cost a whole lot of time, just connecting with your breath. And so if we can wake up in the morning and just simply pay attention to the breath. So as you inhale and breathe properly. So one of the issues that we have is that we're not breathing efficiently. Mm-hmm. And so we're breathing these shallow breaths from the chest. And then we're always trying to catch our breath. And there is a scripture in the Bible. I can't think. Well, there is the word refresh in the Bible. The Hebrew word, it means to exhale. And so if you want to refresh yourself, just simply breathe. Just simply inhale. And when you do, not from here in the upper thoracic, in the chest, but deep down into the belly. So if you want, you can place your hand on your belly. You can do that now, or you can do that later. Just keep your hands on the wheel if you're driving. And then as you inhale, push the abdomen out like a balloon, filling up the belly with air. And then when you exhale, draw the belly in, draw that navel in toward the spine.
That's good.
So inhale, push the belly out like a balloon. Exhale, draw the belly in. So it's just like this expansion and this contraction. This expansion and this contraction. Instead of you're deeply breathing down, the deep belly breathing. And what that does is it tells your body you're safe. Yes. So it gets you out of that fight or flight mode of hurried and that stress response. And it immediately brings you into the mode of healing, self-healing. So one of the greatest gifts that we can give to ourselves, and one of the most healing, nurturing medicines is simply the breath, is following the breath. And so you can put your hand on your breath. Sometimes I'll use the mantra, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, just so that my mind is on something, because I know the mind is going to be going and going and going, especially if you're one of those women who have a lot to juggle and have a lot of things going on. Just, you can connect with the mantra, a scripture or something. I like to say, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And just doing that about 10 of those in the morning will help to reset you, bring you immediately from the fight or flight to the rest and digest, to the healing response in your body. So that's the gift that keeps on giving, the breath.
I want to say something about that before you go on to the next tip, that breathing, we definitely associate it with that busyness, and I'm in a hurry. Oh my God, I gotta calm down. But Kim, we both know that these breaths, and you say include that mantra, get your mind on something, some kind of a thought, is very meditative. but it can also save your life if you're in the middle of a crisis. If you're in the middle of you just found out some really bad news. You've been hit with a death in the family. You've been hit with a relationship issue. You've been hit something that took your breath away. I want to encourage them to take that breath back, get it back in your body, get in that body. Oh my God, that breath. I'm going to share with you the title for my next book after we finish up here, but it has a lot to do with breathing. It will save your life. Thank you. Go ahead on.
Yes, yes. It's so essential. It's so necessary that we just, come back home to the body, come back home to the breath. And it's just so nurturing. It's definitely a way to witness ourselves. And so that's another thing that we realize, what we don't realize is that we're not being present with ourselves. So that breath is a way to be present with ourselves, to pay attention, to notice, which is why I love yoga, because it's a practice that invites you to go within. And I teach yin, a different style of yoga called yin yoga. And yin yoga is definitely a slower practice. And so whereas the other asana practices are geared to like moving quickly from one shape to the next, this practice of yin style yoga is slow. And so you hold the poses anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. And it's really all about going within, and it's very healing and nurturing because you have an opportunity to witness yourself.
Yes.
And some people don't like yin yoga because they say, oh, that's just too slow. But sometimes we need slow. In a culture that is obsessed with speed, I invite you to slow down. Is the next one. Slow down. What you running for? Where are you running to? Who are you being chased by? What are you chasing? And so these are some of the things that we've got to like go within and say, okay, you know what? I am no good to anybody if I am flat on my back and I am ill. Right. And which is what we're doing to ourselves. We are damaging our bodies. We are damaging our relationships by not being present with ourselves.
Yes.
And so just slow down. Even if it is taking one thing off your plate. And this is just something very practical that I've always done. If I put anything new on my plate, I took something off.
That's good.
So that we're not always inundated. Delegating as well. But slow down. Invite slow into your life. It makes life tastier when you slow down. You can taste life.
Yeah.
You're able to invoke all of your senses and really experience life. When we're going a million miles an hour, you you don't even remember what happened. It's like, wow, what happened? That whole year just went by. I don't know what happened. Or that whole week went by. I don't know what happened. Slowing down just to notice and to experience life is so essential. So taking something off of your plate, if it requires that, if it requires just doing something slow, even if it's washing dishes. And I know we are obsessed. We are addicted to speed.
Yes, we are.
But if you want to get more joy out of life, just try slowing down a little bit. Try it just as an exercise.
I love that. Slowing down, doing the dishes, slowing down with eating, like chew your foods way slower. People laugh at me because I liquefy everything. Like I puree everything in my mouth. And that sounds probably not too yummy, but it's so important because we taste, but we also allow our stomach to prepare when we're eating slowly because of what our stomach prepares to.
Yeah, the digestion starts in the mouth.
It starts in the mouth. So slowing down, just chewing, tasting your food, tasting every bite, blessing it, feeling the blessing in the food and being grateful and that appreciation for that nourishment. And I want to take you back to the second tip. I'm writing these down. So number one, we've got breathe. That breath is a medicine, ladies. Take the breath, especially you busy women. Take that opportunity to breathe. Go out to your car on your 10-minute break. Get some breathing in. Breathing will save your life. If you're juggling many things, you can't drop anything. Breathe and focus on that. And then you said witnessing, and I know you flew on into yoga.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But I want you to stop and pause at the witnessing because this is so important. When you teach this is one of the things that helped me so much. We learned about this, I think the first week, maybe the second week we touched on it. Witnessing. Talk to us about witnessing.
Yeah, it's one of those ways that I believe has helped me parent my inner child. So oftentimes we're on the go, and in the busyness, we're not able to check in with ourselves. So
Mm.
witnessing is a way that we're able to check in with ourselves. How are we doing? Noticing the sensations in our bodies, right? So how often do we ignore that pain, that breast pain that winds up being, something that we don't want it to be? How
Yep.
often do we avoid that or ignore that pelvic pain? You
Mm.
know, how often do we ignore the signs that there is some disharmony or some dis-ease within the body? And so witnessing ourselves is a way for us to check in. And we can do that through, in yoga, in our yoga practices. We can do that simply by checking in with ourselves, and getting quiet and just notice, just being for a moment. That is gonna,
Yes.
it's gonna sound weird to some people, like, oh, you can just sit and be. Yes, you can just sit and be,
Absolutely.
and check in. How am I feeling? Just check in, noticing the sensations
Yeah.
of the body, noticing the breath, noticing the changes in the body. Our bodies are different every day. So when I go to
Right.
my yoga mat, some days I can do back bends. Some days my body said, no, hell no, you're not doing that today.
Right. You
Um,
paying
so
attention to your body. I love
mhm.
that.
Yeah, it's a way to honor ourselves, just to really like tune in, honor ourselves, and find out what our body needs. Because sometimes, we ignore those needs too. That body may be needing rest.
Yep.
And so when we witness ourselves, we're able to tune in to discern what our body needs. If the body needs rest, if the body needs some greens. We
Mm-hmm.
were all born with this intuition. It's in us. And so when we start to witness ourselves, it is a way to heighten that intuition, because we're able to listen and tune in and go,
That's
oh,
right.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I
I
can hear
love
you.
that.
Yeah.
I so love that. I like to the way I use your witnessing tip and step is like stop what you're doing and do a vibration check. Check in with
Hmm.
yourself and find out how you're feeling, because you might be feeling a little bit crappy right now. So, and if you are, you can. And so, Kim, you definitely demonstrate the witnessing in when it's okay. For example, if I'm emotionally a wreck right now, um, the way I processed it in our last meeting, if I am an emotional wreck, witness that, like uh uh get into that, focus on that, go be aware of that. Don't try to brush over it, sweep it under the rug. Experience that, witness that, because there is a deep emotional and physical connection that when I was very good at keeping it moving. Like, oh, you got your heart broken, keeping it moving. Oh, your car got repossessed, just keep it moving. Oh, you got to move in you got 10 days to, you're evicted. Oh, just keep it moving. Just suck it up, and never witnessing, never being present, never experiencing how I'm feeling, avoiding that emotion of heartbreak, physical pain. Like you said, you got these pains in your abdomen. You got this headache ongoing. You just smooching over it. That is going to manifest into something else later if we don't
Hmm.
witness.
Yeah. And I like to say sometimes, I'm here for you. When I notice those things, I'm here for you.
Mm,
But that's how we parent that inner child. Like, I notice you,
that.
see you,
I
I
love
witness you, I see you, and I'm here for you.
you're
And
saying
that,
that to yourself.
to yourself, I'm here for you,
Oh my
I
God,
see
that
you.
is deep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we are good about being there for the people, and somebody going through a crisis. But can we become very good at being there for ourselves and witnessing ourselves, and through it all, and even accepting. Sometimes we witness ourselves, and it's all about the improvement. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. It's okay to be where you are, and it's okay to have to feel all the feels, and to accept who you are, where you are right now, as
Right.
opposed to always being on the self-improvement train. And there's nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, that we're not out here
Oh yeah, getting
in
better.
businesses and, you know, that kind of thing. Because we still run businesses, but it's
Yeah.
just the way that we run it. And it's more of a flow and more of an ease
Right.
than the constant, you know, pushing and
Self-judgment and
yes, absolutely. So
and then, yeah, I love it. And so, okay, so what we've got so far, breathe, breath is medicine, witnessing, tell yourself, I'm here for you, man. That helped me right there. I'm here for you. You said, feel the feelings.
mm,
That's the thing I was trying to say. I was babbling on. Feel how you feel.
yeah.
Like, feel how you feel, witness it, tell yourself, I'm here for you. Definitely. And I got to mention your yoga, Kim, is amazing. I love yoga. Ladies, yoga, these Eastern modalities take us into a mind-body connection. And yoga is like meditation in motion. And these are the things that Kim does. She does it so well. And you feel so free, you feel so safe. You create such a safe place for women to be where they are in this moment. And if you can't get all the way down on the floor, you can modify it from doing it right here in the chair. And
Mhm.
so we don't allow body shaming. Whatever, we are where we are. The
Yeah.
main thing is taking those steps forward and aligning with a coach such as yourself and getting into this program where you can release your medicine and learning how to do yoga at your level so that you can become more flexible in your body. A lot of people have no idea how good it feels to feel good in your body and to be more mobile. We would
Yeah.
do so much more. We would have so much more accomplished. And then she said, slow down, y'all. Just slow down sometimes. Just really slow everything down for a little bit. Eat slower.
Yeah. That's a
um,
big one right there. If you could just do that today, the next meal you have, luxuriate in it, like eat it and enjoy it and taste it and savor it. All of that. Taste
mm,
all the taste. Like you feel all
mm,
the feel, taste all the taste.
it's like you're making love to your food almost. Like
Yes.
seriously, it is.
They
It's
call them a foodgasm. Just enjoy it.
foodgasm. I'm like, yes. All right, so you got one more for him, Kim. One
I
more.
do. And this is one of the things that I religiously do. Um, and that is some kind of way experience nature.
Big, 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 big.
So nature is a big healer. I mean, it's just nature is put here for us to, I mean, all of nature is healing. And so even if it's just you opening up the window and letting the sun come in, like
Yep,
raise those blinds and open up
yep,
the window and
yes,
doing your own little sun salutation. In yoga, we do a
yeah,
sun salutation. And, you know, if you don't know how to do that, just stand and just allow the sun to
yes.
warm your body. Right now on the East Coast, in the Northeast, we see there's a lot of storms and you know, bad weather as far as just a lot of, you know, snow and all of that. And so it's typically not the weather that we want to get out in and play around in. But when you can, as much as you can, immerse yourself in nature, you're going to sleep better, you'll feel better, and you'll be more, you know, you'll be a lot healthier just by getting out in nature. So science is catching up with what our ancestors knew, and that is that nature heals.
It
And
does.
so whether that is with eating organic foods, or that is actually doing some grounding work. And when the ground is nice and warm, I take my shoes off and put my feet on the ground, sit on the ground, allow myself to get that vitamin D by going for a walk, if you can do that. And find ways to interact with nature, even if it's just to purchase a little house plant that is, you can Google the house plant that doesn't die. It's my snake plant behind me that doesn't
Oh,
do that. That doesn't go anywhere. So, you know,
yeah.
having things that doesn't, you know, that will live a long time will kind of help with that as well. But yeah, really, really experiencing nature, even if it's that's through essential oils, is another way that we can
Mm.
experience the healing power of nature, and really taking the time to connect with nature, because we are nature.
We
And
are.
nature teaches us, nature is a mirror, right? Nature, when we're out in nature, it's a mirror for us. When you look at that tree, it's a mirror for your own strength. When you look at those beautiful flowers, it's a mirror to your own beauty, mirrors your beauty back to you. And so nature is a mirror. It's also a wonderful healer, and nature is medicine.
Nature
It's
is
medicine.
I
So
love
as
it.
much as we can, we should be experiencing nature, even if it's just going for a drive near some water, just opening up the door and breathing in some fresh air, opening up a window,
Yes.
letting the
Yeah.
fresh air come in.
I was gonna say I'm in Michigan, and yep, it's cold, and I would much rather be in my home in Houston. That's my heart. Uh, but I literally, you saw me lean over. I opened up the window, let some of that cool air come in. It's cleansing. You mentioned getting out in nature, even when it's cold out. We it's okay to experience all of those natural seasons. There's that cold season. It's very cleansing. We don't have to go out and catch the flu or anything like that. But nature, get out there, like you said, in the warm climates, putting your feet on the ground. That's connecting. We're connecting back to our source. And it just, when we think about it, just makes sense. Nature. I like to break. Give, if I were just to give, like, here are 3 things you can do to heal anything and stay as healthy as possible. And the short version, of course, you got to break all those down and learn how to do those. But eat a whole, minimally processed plant-based diet. It's definitely going to heal your body. You're going to get chlorophyll at the cellular level. You're going to get the nuts and the grains that you need, and you're going to get not the processed foods, not the mystery meats and those types of things. You're going to get the nourishment straight to the cellular level. Especially if we're not saying go vegan, go raw. We're saying, especially if there's a crisis in your body, you don't feel well, then there's a crisis in your body. Well-being is the order of the day, not sick being, right? Well-being, healthiness. That's part of that's our God's gift. We should be healthy. If we're not, we should eat plant-based foods. We should drink plenty of water and get some sunlight, especially people of color. That vitamin D, our bodies doesn't make it. Vitamin D is a hormone. It's not actually a vitamin. So it allows us to activate our hormonal flow with vitamin D. And most of us, African-American folk, are deficient in vitamin D. We don't get enough of. We've got to get out in nature. It's very healing. So, Kim, these are the, eat the whole minimally processed diet, minimally processed whole plant-based diet. Drink plenty of water, get rest. Kim talked about slow down, y'all, and get some rest. Go to bed, get 8 hours of sleep, get up a little bit earlier, get your meditation in the morning. And, and then, sunshine when you can, as much as possible. These are really good tips. Breathing is medicine. Witnessing everything that you're going through. Witness what you're going through. Be present. Take yoga. Kim teaches it in her courses, teaches it in my course. Learn yoga, medicine and movement, slowing down, experience nature. We talked about all of those. So indeed, and if you're just joining us, go back and watch the replay. This is a great,
I'm not sure.
coaching call.
Oh, sorry, that was Alexa. She thought you were talking to her.
Oh, mine didn't. Mine over here, right here. She didn't even respond. So, Kim, any closing words? How can they find you? Where are you located? They want to join, Use Your Medicine Woman. They have more questions. How can they reach out to you?
Yes, so we will be offering the course again in the spring, in March, and you can get on my mailing list by going to shewellnesscoach.com, shewellnesscoach.com, and we can stay in contact that way. I'll make sure that you're on our mailing list. I'm also on social media platforms. If you're on Instagram, I'm she_wellness. And again, I'm Kim Beatty, and I am looking forward to doing more of this work with you, Cindy. I admire you greatly and all of the work that you are doing, and the many women all over the globe. I mean, Cindy has people from all over the world that she's helping, get rid of fibroids. And I admire you. I admired you way back when in early 2000, 2001 or so. And I admire you today. And I'm really excited about doing the work that we're doing together in helping women connect to this divine feminine essence within them. And it's so necessary, as Cindy said, it's essential work.
Oh my God.
And it's the missing piece. Wouldn't you say? Like, we meet so many like high performing women, and this is the missing piece right here, really softening and you know, getting in. And it doesn't mean that we are doormats. Oh, heck no.
No.
It means that we are in tune and we're fully expressed. And so if you want that, you feel that something, that thing is missing because you're on your money grind, you're making money, you are you know, excelling in life, and you're experiencing a certain level of success, and you're like, well, something is missing because this, that, or the other. It could be this area in the divine feminine, like really this needing to nurture these feminine aspects in ourselves and amplify it in our lives to bring about more harmony and balance and health and vitality and energy and all that stuff. So
absolutely. And then the other side. Yeah, but the other side, the flip side, those that are stuck and don't know where to go, don't know what's next. The whole change of our whole social, economic, psychological construct has shifted due to the pandemic, and there's a lot of lost women out there. We're speaking to you. We want to invite you into this space. Join us in our programs. You can get access to us now. I'll put all the links in the description. And just get started in learning how to level yourself up. You got single women out there who want to level up so that they can receive their dream man when he shows up, that they want that relationship. I am one of those. I am so excited about what's happening in my life right now, emotionally, through the emotional healing, through the releasing and the receiving and the cleansing and the experience, you know, of really getting that balance of the feminine and masculine. Because Kim, you already know, I've lived so many years just manned up in these streets, just masculine, just cute as a button about here, just going toe to toe with men and competing, and you know, a lot of basketball energy from back when I played ball, and just really needing to just be that flower, just learn how to soften up. Doesn't mean that I've laid down legs, because I'm still Cindy G. Okay, but I feel so excited about the birth of my reformation, my transformation into that divine feminine, which was missing for me for so many years. You know, I didn't grow up the girly girl. I grew up tomboy and doing, you know, a lot of tomboyish stuff, playing ball and things like that. So I had to learn, you know, that it's okay to be soft and vulnerable. But then it's not just about the basketball, it's about those experiences, those traumas, those things that I saw and witnessed in relationships growing up. And we get into all of this in these programs, ladies, so that we can walk you through your healing. I said the other night in tears, I was like, man, I was about to go back to therapy. I don't know. This is therapeutic. This is the work. Sometimes we just need to do the work, the real work. And that is getting in tune with who we really are as divine feminine women. And using my medicine has certainly changed my life, ladies. So we want you to join us. We want you to experience. We want you to grow, to become, help you to become. You help us. It's not a one-way street in these circles. This is why everybody's on the altar, not just me and Kim, all of the ladies. And I promise I'll take a picture and send that and post that later. Kim, I've really appreciated this time and the space, and we have some business to take care of. We were in the midst of our strategic call, to talk about, our 2021 plans and strategies for our courses. It's like, energy's like, guys, like, go live, just share, go teach right now, because this is the work. This is what we love. This is what we're
This is the
passionate about.
medicine.
This
This is the medicine.
is the medicine. And I'm sure when you were 10 years old, you said, I want to grow up and teach women how to tap into their divine feminine energy, right?
Of course. Of course.
You always saw yourself doing this work.
Not quite. Not quite.
Exactly. Ladies, we need you. You are a healer, and we need you in this space. This was not my plan, but this is now my life purpose. So I'm excited. Kim, any last closing words before we wrap up?
I will just say this, because I don't want people to think out there, well, what's wrong with the masculine? There's nothing wrong with the masculine. It's just that sometimes we show up in hyper masculinity, and some people in hyper femininity. And so when we come together in these circles, we learn about harmony, and all of the universe is rhythmic. Nature is rhythmic. And so we learn about our own rhythm and how to bring harmony and get in alignment with ourselves, and be those fully expressed, fully feminine expressed, fully masculine, and bring harmony to ourselves. So if you're looking for that, and it's just such great, beautiful healing work, we definitely invite you. And so thank you all for taking the time to watch today.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next video, and click the link, join, get on the mailing list, join the program. We're open. The fix is open now. We're coaching over there too, but the Use Your Medicine Woman, we are coming back in March for that one. I thought we were gonna come back sooner, but okay, it's okay. We're going now. I don't know, is it too late for them to join the current class?
Yeah. This one is a little bit too late, but definitely for the next one. And if
get on the waiting list.
Yeah, get on the waiting list. And if demand calls for, we may have it a little bit sooner than March. So we'll see.
All right, we'll see. Ladies, thank y'all for joining. We appreciate you so much. We love you so much. And